Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy DJ Phanatic from DJPhanaticBeats.com. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the sub button and click the bell as well so you're alerted to new videos. And today's video is a little different. It's very sad. Basically, I'm doing a video on the Representative Elijah Cummings, the Maryland Democrat representative. He actually passed away today. I found out today while I was at work, and I just kind of wanted to do a video on it. And definitely condolences to his family and friends and to all those he's touched through the years of his entire career. And I'm not really, into politics that much, and I was just reading up on all he's done. It's amazing. And I go in and out of politics because it's sometimes very stressful for me, because I see a lot of dishonesty and a lot of things that just are not fair to people, and it's like people tell you one thing and they do another. So I kind of stay out of politics. I'm not heavily in politics, but definitely reading over a few things. And also the reason why I'm doing this video, I live in the state of Maryland. I didn't know that he basically, I'm gonna read the article. And also, I believe in fairness for all people, and especially minorities. And Elijah Cummings did stand for that, obviously. So anyway, let me read a little bit of the article, and that way it gives you kind of some background here. So this was updated earlier today at 11:10. Representative Elijah E. Cummings, a Baltimore attorney and civil rights advocate who served in Maryland's legislature before representing the state. He represented the state, earlier, in the U.S. House, where he took on a lead role in investigating President Trump, has died. He was 68. He's pretty young. It's sad, man. Let's see. And I didn't know. I knew his name and I knew of him, but I didn't know he did so much. Let me keep reading. Cummings, the head of the powerful House Committee on Oversight and Reform, died early Thursday at Johns Hopkins Hospital. Actually, that's the hospital my sister-in-law had her baby. From complications related to long-standing health challenges, according to the Associated Press. He worked until his last breath, because he believed our democracy was the highest and best expression of our collective humanity, and that our nation's diversity was our promise, not our problem, said Cummings' wife, Maryland Democratic Party Chair Maya Rockeymoore Cummings. It's been an honor to walk by his side on this incredible journey. I loved him deeply and will miss him dearly. And those are beautiful words. He worked until his last breath because he believed our democracy was the highest and best expression of our collective humanity, and that our nation's diversity was our promise, not our problem. I definitely believe in diversity. I live in the DMV area, and it's a very diverse area. Also, I grew up in a military family, so I know all about different areas, different cultures. That's been my majority of my early life. And I pretty much settled down in the Maryland area. And this is kind of what reason why I'm doing this type of video. Not only am I a Marylander, and not only do I believe in those things, I don't want to get too political, but I definitely believe in people living a good life and not having to, not having to beg, you know what I'm saying? Not having to struggle. I just believe in fairness for all, and just to put it frankly. And also, for basically, he died doing what he loved. And that's kind of what, the message that hit me hard is we all doubt ourselves, and we all don't look at ourselves as capable of doing certain things. He was doing it. He was out there. He was in front of the cameras. He was, negotiating, just doing what he loved and what he had a passion for. And he was driven to do those things. And, life is not promised. And that's it hit me. I'm like, yo, for anybody not doing what they love, you gotta take out some of those negative things that don't add to your life. Even if you might not like your job, or you might not like even certain people, don't add to you, like people that take away your steam, meaning let's say, I know a lot of rappers and singers cater to my channel, but let's say you record your first song and then all your friends say they laugh at it, and you were serious and they don't want to support you. So things like that, you definitely want to do some self-evaluation, because if you're not doing anything you're passionate about in your life, what are you doing? A life's meant to be lived. And I definitely felt that as I read through the article. Let me read a little bit more. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi called Cummings "my brother in Baltimore" as she spoke about him on Thursday, which is today. In the Congress, Elijah was considered a North Star, Pelosi said. He was a leader of towering character and integrity, she added. He lived the American dream, and he wanted it for everyone else. President Trump issued a statement via Twitter saying, "Warmest condolences to the family and many friends of Congressman Elijah Cummings. I got to see firsthand the strength, passion, and wisdom of this highly respected political leader. His work and voice on so many fronts will be very hard, if not impossible, to replace." Former President Barack Obama issued his own statement saying, "Michelle and I are heartbroken over the passing of our friend, Elijah Cummings. As chairman of the House Oversight Committee, he showed us all not only the importance of checks and balances within our democracy, but also the necessity of good people stewarding it," Obama said. The 12-term congressman had failed to return from an unspecified medical procedure and missed 2 legislative roll call votes on Tuesday, the first day after a 2-week recess, according to the Baltimore Sun. In a statement on September 30th, Cummings said his doctors expected him to be able to return to Washington when the House comes back into session in 2 weeks. It said he'd be in constant communication with his staff and congressional colleagues while he was away. Cummings was among the 3 Democratic committee chairmen who signed a letter last month that accompanied a congressional subpoena of Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, excuse me if I'm mispronouncing it, who has declined to testify in the ongoing impeachment inquiry of the president. According to an official biography of Cummings, the Baltimore native attended Howard University. See, I didn't know that. Forgive me if, I'm not I'm choosing bad words, but I don't know much about every political person. I should have known about Cummings, and now I do. And also that reminds me, celebrate our heroes while they're here, because heroines, if you will. I don't even know if that's a word, but it's important that, because how when artists pass away, or any significant figure like Michael Jackson, you name them, celebrate them while they're here, because this life isn't promised and we're just passing through. And that's another thing, because I didn't know these things while he was here, and I'm sure he's here in spirit right now, touching a lot of people this very day, this very moment. So according to an official biography of Cummings, which I might definitely want to read, the biography, the Baltimore native attended Howard University, where he obtained a bachelor's degree in political science and served as student government president. He later obtained a law degree from the University of Maryland School of Law. And this is kind of why I wanted to do the video. He's definitely a Marylander. Shout out to anybody in the DMV area. He served for 13 years in Maryland's House of Delegates before winning his congressional seat in '96. Congressman Cummings has dedicated his life of service to uplifting and empowering the people he is sworn to represent, his official biography says. He began his career of public service in the Maryland House of Delegates, where he served for 14 years and became the first African American in Maryland history to be named Speaker Pro Tem, it says. Since 1996, Congressman Cummings has proudly represented Maryland's 7th Congressional District in the House of Representatives. Cummings was born and raised in Baltimore and lived there his entire life in what he described as the inner city. He was one of 7 children of parents who worked as sharecroppers before moving to the city in the 40s, according to The Sun. Discussing Cummings' connection with his constituents in Baltimore, Youlean, president of the NAACP Legal Defense and Education Fund, tells NPR's Noel King he really was a moral force in the community. People trusted him in the unrest after Freddie Gray was killed. It was Elijah Cummings who could walk into the crowd and be recognized and have people respond to him, Eiffel says. And so I think what the country has seen of him over the last year is a reflection of what many of us here in Baltimore have known for the 20 years of his leadership, a man of tremendous integrity. As a prominent Democratic lawmaker, Cummings frequently found himself on the receiving end of Trump's Twitter account. And in an infamous series of tweets in July, the president referred to Cummings' Baltimore district as a rat and rodent infested, oh yeah, I remember that, and suggested that Congressman seldom goes there. Wow. Just a little bit left here in the article. I'm going to leave out some of this nonsense. Mr. President, I go home to my district daily, Cummings fired back in a letter to Trump. Each morning I wake up and I go and I fight for my neighbors. Referring to investigations of the president, which he perceived as the true impetus for the derogatory remarks, Cummings said in a letter that it is my constitutional duty to conduct oversight of the executive branch. But it is my moral duty to fight for constituents. Despite the president's remarks, Cummings continued to reach out to the White House and called on government officials to stop making hateful incendiary comments that divide and distract. My bad for the mispronunciation of the words. When Democrats took the House in 2018 election, political pundits had predicted that Cummings' chairmanship of the Oversight Committee would be a nightmare for Trump. Are we going to be the nightmare? He mused in an interview with The Sun. It's in the eye of the beholder. Wow. So I didn't want to end on all those negative, notes, but they were going back and forth at it. And, I'm keeping this bias. So this is more about the celebration of his life and all that he's done. And again, condolences to his family and his wife and friends. And kind of reason why I wanted to do this, I'm sure I'm affected by a lot of work that he's done as an African American male. And also, I'm here in Maryland. And also, he did what he loved. And that's kind of what struck me, like I mentioned before. He was doing it until his last breath. And I'm all about that. I'm all about being, what you want to be. And I'm all about goals and striving for goals and reaching goals and planning and basically following your heart. And a lot of people don't do that. So hopefully, this message connects to you, and hopefully, you take some of the nice things I said or some of the things that, I mentioned in this video and remind yourself, celebrate our great people, and do what you love. Even if you can only do it for a certain amount of hours, you're still doing it. Try to revisit it every day, because when you have that energy in you, it's amazing how better life is. So and also how everything else just kind of falls into place. And politics is rough, man. Shout out to you, brother, because I know it's like probably like a daily battle every day, waking up battling with everyone's ideas and everyone's wants and needs and evilness. And I'm not saying it's all evil, because there's good people obviously in politics, so I'm definitely not saying everyone, but we can use our best judgment and see who's doing what. So anyway, again, it's DJ Phanatic from djphanaticbeats.com, and that's why I thought I'll do this video. And again, rest in peace, rest in greatness, and I'll check you out the next video. Peace and love. And again, if you haven't subscribed, click the sub button to show your support at least. I definitely appreciate it. And click the bell as well if you want to see some more videos on the channel, and feel free to check out some music too. There's always tons of music on this channel as well. And much love to all my subscribers and viewers as well. So have a good evening, and again, keep your head up for his family. For anybody that knew him personally or met him, send prayers, and thank you for all of you done for people and for this world. All right, peace.